Replayers, what's up? Florida Pharmacy, what's up? Guys, how you guys doing? What's up, guys? Please invite some people to the room. I'm going to give you guys a play real quick. What up, what up? Good evening. Beer, what's up? Guys, we got a play. Right now, we fired off. Please invite some followers, and I'm going to show you the play. FX Prime has fired off a play for you guys. We're going to place a limited amount of risk on this particular play. And hopefully we wake up in the morning with some profits, baby. What's up, guys? Can we get in some invites, some hearts? Can you guys see me okay? Can you hear me okay? Sup, Dwayne? How you doing? Alright, guys, we're looking at Euro USD in the daily chart here. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. So we've come into this area where there's going to be, it looks like a good amount of chop. Claveris, how are you? And we are at 11.94 currently in the Euro USD cross. And people are wondering, where is the price going to go from here, right? So FX Prime has fired off a short position at 11.94. Time is 10:31 p.m. So we're going to record that. So now the thing with this position, guys, is that we're going to place a defined risk parameter. Even though we're doing systems trading, and this system is taking in quite a large amount of data points, we still have to limit our risk. And so how do we do that? The way that we do that is by only allowing a defined loss, okay? So we're going to set our loss at 20 pips to the upside. Right now, we are at 11.94, and that would place our loss at 12.14. Okay, very simple math. And at 12.14, we will be out. We will be out because that means that the system did not catch this trade properly. However, how much percent? Well, the Euro USD and all currencies move in very small percents. These are highly leveraged bets. So this way, you know, if we're going from 111.94 to 112.14, that's only 20 pips. All right, so you think of that, it's a very small percentage. However, if you're levered up 50 times or 100 times, that move can be a tremendous move, okay? So in terms of percent, we're not necessarily looking at terms of percent moves because it matters depending on how much leverage an individual has in their account. That percent move could be drastically different, all right? So we're placing a 20 pip stop loss to the upside, and we're expecting this to roll over tonight, okay? How far will it go? I'm not sure, but we depend on the system for our entries and our exits, okay? So we're not trying to target any particular line in terms of resistance or support based upon historical prices. The system is doing that for us. Okay, and that's the good part about having a system, because if you try to make that, thank you for the hearts, if you try to make that decision as a discretionary trader, you're going to want to say, just let it go a little further. When the system fires off a long or a short, you take the long or short, even if there happens to be a lot of chop. If you do get chopped and you lose 10 pips here, 20 pips there, what will be made up in the long run is that you're gonna catch a trend, and it's gonna be a trend like this. Last week we shorted the Euro USD at 13.18. We took that for 154 pips downward. Okay, so you know we're taking very specific trades. We're trying to hit very specific targets, and the algorithm is doing that for us. Why not grind? I like that name, man. Why not grind? If you're gonna be on this earth, you better be grinding, man. Right? So welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. So we're talking about Euro USD. FX Prime, which is my proprietary trading algorithm, just fired off a short position in the Euro USD from 11.94 in the euro. So we are short at 11.94 in the euro with a 20 pip stop loss to the upside. And I want this sucker to fall through the floor. All right, I want to gain 60 pips to this. All right, we're shooting for at least a 3-to-1 risk or reward versus risk ratio. How can you get this system? I have not made it available to the public yet. I may in the future. As of right now, though, you guys can just hop on to my Periscope and follow along for the trades. So the way that the system works is that it basically calculates 1,000 plus data points, which is more than a human could do, and it does it in less than a second. And so the positions that it is taken are basically formulated in a way that humans cannot do. Humans cannot duplicate what this system is doing. Okay, so it's important to realize that. This system is specifically a trend following system. So while there may be some days where you rack up a 20 pip loss, 30 pip loss, there will be days where, like over here, where we caught this move, that was a 242 pip move. So the goal with this system, of course, is we are not scalping. We're not taking these little 20-30 pip runs, okay? The reason why we're not doing that is because we are trying to find the best position for these very large trends, okay? It doesn't take a genius to find out that when the banks come in with force and they make this type of run, this run took 2 days. So in 2 days, the traders who were positioned correctly for this run made more in 2 days than most people make in 2 months trading. So that is the leverage involved, and that is called time value leverage, okay? That is time value leverage. If you know anything regarding finance, there is what's called future value, time value calculations. And the thing with any type of trading is a gain that happens in a short amount of time is worth more than a gain that takes twice as long or 3 times as long. So we are after the largest gains possible in the shortest time possible. Okay, if that makes sense to you guys. So I just wanted to hop on and give you that trade. As I said, 11.94, 20 pips to the upside is our stop loss, and we're looking for at least a 60 pip gain on this one, guys, to the downside. Now, if we are taken out at the stop loss, that's okay. We take that 20 pip loss, and the system will eventually give us 3 to 4 times that in the future. There's nothing wrong with taking a loss because no system is absolutely perfect. However, I will tell you this system is as close to perfect as it's going to get. I have worked over 5 years coding this particular system that you're looking at right here. It might look like it's just a bunch of colors with lines, but that is what it is not. What it actually is doing is performing calculations in excess of what an entire team of traders could calculate, and much faster. Okay? So do you guys have any questions while I'm still on? Shoot out some questions. Introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from. Don't be a ghost. Don't be a ghost, guys. So, alright, no questions, so I'm going to hop offline. And if this trade does happen to take out the stop, like I said, don't ruin your trading plan by getting discouraged with a loss. Like I said, this is a trend system. We're after over 100 pip swings, and we will make our, if we get stopped out, those little choppy, thank you for the hearts, those choppy moves will eventually be more than made up in the future, and that's what we have to focus on, okay? We're focusing on very large moves, and we're moving in force, and we're going to make a large amount of money in a small amount of time. And as long as we keep that mindset, the small choppy stops that get taken out are not going to harm us. Okay, so you guys keep up the great work. It's a little bit late. It's 10:40 p.m. No problem, True. Tomorrow morning, there has been a lot of volume and force coming into the market early in the morning, guys, starting at 5 a.m. So if you guys are serious about trading, you want to pay attention to that. Welcome to the room, all you new guys as well. You want to pay attention. The moves are starting to come earlier in the day, and the AM moves for the Euro USD have been pretty forceful with a lot of volatility. So that's something to keep in mind. We're going to start capturing that. And as you can see, previously we captured over 154 pips last week. This week I want to aim for at least as much. Okay, if every single week we can toss out 100 pips of net gain. 5 a.m. EST, good question. Yes, Eastern EDT it is right now because of daylight savings time. So, yes, the euro is already dropping some, but you know, I don't get too happy with these small 5 pip, 10 pip moves, 20 pips even. Because what ends up happening is there's a lot of chop, and right now at this price level, there's a lot of indecision. You see all this indecision? So these candles are pretty large here. This candle right here has a high of 1175 and a low of 1077. So this candle is a 100 pip range right here. From high to low is about 100 pips. I mean, there is tremendous profit potential here, right? And as a matter of fact, the system, when this price level is down here, this system would have kicked off a long and then a short again. And because the net from here to here is short, it shows that the whole 2 bars as being short the whole time. But that's not necessarily true. This algorithm is adaptive. So because these are daily charts, the intraday moves, it will oftentimes pop up and then pop back down and capture both the move from the low to the high and the move from the high to the low. Now, if you're new to Forex, you're not going to really understand what I just said, but that's okay. You'll learn as we keep going. But we're already up 10 pips in this trade, but that's, like I said, we're not really concerned about the smaller moves because the idea that we're trying to get across to our brain is that we want to catch trendy moves, and when there's this chop, like this particular candle that happened before, you know, there wasn't but a 40 pip move here, and now this may move down another 40 pips. So that's called a chop. When there's a choppy environment, that's what's called a cycle. Now, prices tend to move in one of 2 ways. They either tend to trend or cycle, okay? And so when a price is cycling, the moves are much smaller than when the prices are trending. And so if you understand what I just said there, that's worth $1 million, to be honest. If you understand that there are 2 different ways that prices move in any market, trending and cycling, that is the #1 way people screw up their accounts. If they don't understand that, they try to trade the same price movements, or rather different price movements with the same strategy. And there are 2 different strategies involved depending on whether you are in the trend or in a cycle type environment. So I hope you guys wrote that down. I hope you guys, when you watch this, you're writing that down, because that in itself will save you so much money going forward. It's not even funny. Alright guys, any questions before I hop off? Got some Salento in the background on YouTube. On the beats. Alright guys, so like I said, we've got 20 pip stop loss to the upside, and we're going for a 3-to-1 ratio, 3-to-1 ratio on reward versus risk. So we want 3 times the reward for every time we enter the market. Alright? Now, what I just said is regarding money management. Clems, what's up? I'm going to scope every night, so you guys should hop on here because I'm tossing gold coins at you right now. And it's pretty funny to see when people first come in the room, they get offline because their attention span, you know, people only have like a 2-minute attention span, and they miss all the gold nuggets because they're not staying online. Usually between 9 and 11, I will be online. We'll discuss the day, and I'm also going to start scoping early in the morning. All right, and that will happen probably this week. I'll start scoping early in the morning. All right, probably about 6 a.m. So this way we get some good scope time in before people go off to work. All right, and you guys can watch me early in the morning, so this way you can get some education with Forex, get in the right mindset for your day. Okay? Cool, Shrew. Thanks, man. I appreciate you hopping in the room, and I appreciate the follow, the hearts, the questions. When you guys ask questions, every single time you do that, you guys rehash my memory, and I only get stronger from those questions. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey man, we profit together, right? What time did your system sell order post? 10:31 p.m. We took a short position at 11.94. So we're not too far from that right now. It's 11.90, so we're only 4 pips away from that. All right? Yeah, G. Yeah, you guys see what I'm listening to right here? More Gore and G-Eazy. This channel on YouTube, I give them props, man. Trap City's got some hot beats. So that's my trading music right there. Controlled chaos, man. I just kind of discovered this this genre called trap. I didn't even know this shit existed. I don't know, but I like it. So definitely gets me focused, and so definitely want to listen to music that keeps you focused while you're trading. All right, guys. All right. I'll see you guys early in the morning. All right. Get some sleep. What made you want to give out this info? Well, basically, you know, that's a great question. That's a really good question. I've been working on this system for 5 years, and I was thinking to myself, I've been trading for 8 years, so the actual coding that went into this system has taken me about 5 years. I could sit on this program and, you know, I could make money with it sitting on it, and I could trade myself. But the fact of the matter is that would be pretty friggin' lonely, because let's face it, if you've traded before, you're in front of a screen pretty much all day. You don't talk to many people. There's no social aspect to it. And I started getting tired of that atmosphere. And I was like, you know what? I'm so good at this. I need to really see if I can help other people and develop a community with it. Because I'm tired of trading by myself. And I'm tired of getting, you know, these crazy hours of sleep just for myself. And then what happens is you start losing motivation. And I was like, you know what? If I can get a community going, the motivation will be because of the accountability that I have to the people that are counting on me. So in a way, there was a lot of reasons, you know, that I would keep doing something like this that go beyond profit potential. Let me tell you, man, it's pretty lonely at the top. No matter what anybody says, there will be, you know, even when you're not at the top. I would say even when you're in the top 25%. Yeah, gains for everybody. Gains for everybody. Even when you're in the top 25%, you'll see, man, people will start dropping out of your life like flies. And it's pretty crazy. And that's what the last year has been for me, man. It's been pretty crazy to see who drops out of your life. Once you and then, you know, what's even crazier is the people who dropped out. Once they realize that you're making gains, you start getting phone calls from people that you haven't heard from in 2 years, either asking you for a job, asking you to borrow money, asking you to hang out. And it's like, well, man, before you heard that I was doing stuff, you know, and before you started reading my social networks and shit like that, you didn't want anything to do with me. And I can just imagine, you know, if things keep going higher, then right now, I know that, you know, depending on how quickly it goes, the quicker it comes, the quicker you'll see people just come into your life and drop out of your life. And I'm not going to say if it keeps going higher, because obviously I'm putting the work in, so it's going to go higher. So, but it'll be funny to see those people when they, like, you don't want to be a douchebag and say that you don't want to be bothered, but the fact of the matter is that the amount of concentration and solitude and focus that it took to get to this point doesn't leave much time for bullshitting. I have no free time, and the free time that I do have, I want to spend it with family, or, you know, my cats, or meditating, or recovering with sleep, you know, somehow. And so it's like you don't have time to do mediocre things. You just don't. So the mediocre people, by nature, they don't become part of your life, you know. Anyways, that's a big aside, but yeah, if you haven't noticed that yet, trust me, you're gonna notice it. Trust me. Alright guys, I'm gonna hop offline. Get some sleep, stay focused. If you're not keeping these trades in a trade journal, I implore you to keep these trades in a trade journal, okay? Learn how to use a spreadsheet. That's basically what we're doing from this point forward with every single trade, even the chops, even the losses. We keep track of it, we take notes, and we learn from experience, alright guys? Best of luck with you with this trade, and hopefully we wake up tomorrow morning and we have a solid move downward. If not, we've limited our risk to 20 pips to the upside. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. You're welcome, True. Have a good night, brother. If you guys want to reach out to me, guys, check it out. I'm on every social network, at least all the big ones. And replays can be seen on Periscope and Catch. And if you use hashtag FXPrime or hashtag PipKillers on Twitter, I read those probably within a couple hours. I'll get back to you. Definitely within the day, I get back to you on Twitter if you use those hashtags, because I'm tracking them. Okay, guys? Have a great night. Ciao.